sound never gets old. What's up guys, Dakota here, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're gonna be heading up to my grandparents' house because I need to pick up the trailer again because we're gonna go do some dirt bike riding, me and Austin, and then we gotta take a look at the two-door Jeep and kind of give you guys a rundown on what happened with that, because there was some major bills that popped up with that one after our off-road trip. So we're gonna head up there and we'll talk about the two-door. And now, just to let them know that I'm here, you always, just hit the exhaust button and just give it a little rev. Because, they like that, right?
Real quick guys, before we get into the rest of today's video, I wanted to take a second to talk to you guys about Insta360 and their new camera, the X3. Some of you guys might have noticed that in my recent videos, I've been using a couple different camera angles, kind of third-person video game style, almost drone-like footage, and that is thanks to the X3. It's a camera that can shoot full 360 footage at 5.7K, 30 frames per second, or run it as a single lens and you can do 4K. It can even take 72 megapixel photo. It's also waterproof up to 33 feet, and thanks to its sleek design, it can basically fit anywhere. The user interface is also super easy to use. You can make all kinds of different adjustments on it without getting confused on how things are working. The Insta360 app itself is also super easy to use, allows you to edit your videos right there on the spot, post them, save them to your phone, share them with your friends and family. It's incredibly streamlined and easy. So if you're looking to make videos on sports cars, motorcycles, off-roaders, what have you, or maybe you've got a friend or a family member who's looking to get a camera, use my link in the description box below. When you buy an X3, you will get a free accessory like the invisible selfie stick that will allow you to get those almost drone third-person style videos. So use my link, save yourself a little bit of money, and now back to the video.
All right, here it is, the two-door. So real quick, let me go ahead and give you guys kind of a brief rundown of what we think happened. So we were going off-road. If you guys saw my previous video, this in a two-door Bronco at Murris Adventure Park. We were basically going up and over an obstacle, turned down. There was a rock there. Couldn't see, because obviously, again, when you're going up like that, you can't really see through the hood, especially if you don't have a front camera. So hit the rock, kind of jolted the Jeep a little bit, but at the time, didn't notice any real issues. He's also about to mow. But yeah, what I think we do, we'll hop in the Jeep and then kind of talk about how much the repair was going to be, what they were saying was wrong, and what we actually need to do to fix it. Guys, every time I drive this thing, I don't know what it is, it just feels like such a little toy because of how small it is with the manual. I don't know, it just feels like a toy. So anyways, as we were putting it back into 2 high, we noticed that the steering wheel, normally, you've got your 9 and 3 position. We noticed that the 3 o'clock position was at the 12 o'clock position when the wheels were straight. And so we were like, okay, clearly something's wrong. And we kind of were looking at it, and just from eyeballing it, we couldn't really see if there was anything wrong. Talked to a few of the guys there. They're like, oh, sometimes you hit a rock, it just gets basically just misaligned. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll try it. We'll see what happens. We drove 8.5-ish hours home and had 0 issues. So this thing was tracking totally fine at 70 plus miles an hour. Had no issues, right? We didn't notice anything crazy. And so we were thinking, okay, then it must just be an alignment issue. However, when it got taken to see, hey, what's wrong with it, we got a massive bill. And basically that place wanted to replace every single thing on the front. We wanted to replace knuckles, drag links, track bars, steering stabilizer, basically just all of the steering geometry and suspension geometry components. They basically just wanted to replace everything, and it was going to be $5,100, which is a huge amount of money. And again, because we drove about 8.5 hours home and didn't have any real problems, we were like, man, can it really be $5,000 worth of damages when it drove basically perfectly fine for that long? If we had been having some real issues, then it's like, okay, maybe some other stuff is damaged. So we took it to a place that we've been going to for a while. It's a family-owned place, and again, we've been going to them for 20 plus years. And they looked at it, they're like, okay, we think it's gonna be just a track bar, and we'll get you an adjustable one so we can adjust it, but when it gets in, we'll kind of let you know. So they got it in, they did it, solved the problem. Steering is now perfect, it drives perfectly fine, and you know, at normal speeds it turns just fine. At highway speeds it's the same as what it was, and that was only $1,600. So a massive price difference simply by taking it to one other place. So lesson learned there is, if your Jeep has a problem but it seems to be relatively fine, and you get a number that you think is a bit out of whack, probably a good idea to take it to another place and at least get a second opinion, because that saved almost a little over 3,500 bucks, which is a huge chunk of change. So yeah, the Jeep is now back in action, and it got a new track bar, and again, it drives totally fine. We're doing highway speeds right now, and it's totally fine. But again, it was doing that before. Maybe I think there was just the right front. Also, we replaced the front knuckle as well. So I think it was the right front knuckle that also got replaced. But again, still way less than $5,100. So the two-door Jeep is back in action, which is nice, because for a second there we had kind of a scare of like, ooh, man, we must have really done some damage that we didn't notice. You know, when we first got that initial bill, it was like, man, did we really screwed something up. But yeah, luckily just a track bar and a knuckle, and now this thing drives exactly how it was driving before we took it up there. And yeah, it's just such a fun little Jeep. I know some of you guys really enjoy the two-door Jeep stuff. We're gonna try to keep having it pop up here on the channel, just because, you know, it's a fun little thing. As you guys know, because I've made plenty of rants about it, I just wish Jeep would do something to kind of update the two-door, because, you know, your boy would probably buy another one just because it's just a fun little thing. So anyways, guys, like I said, just a quick update on the JL after our little off-road trip and our little mishap. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.